Coming up on this edition of The Solo Show.
You know what I think would be really fun? If you have like a group of like 3 or 4 people and you have a race to who can get 5 the quickest.
See, that would be fun.
Or something like that. That would be a blast. Because you'd be running around that park trying to get them and getting back as quick as possible. And that would be so much, you get a bunch of friends together and do it that way.
That almost sounds like it should be a GCT live show.
It would be hilarious.
Stan and I talk Trip Report. As always, The Solo Show is brought to you by Victor Naraki Realtor, serving Disney and the greater Orlando area with celebratingflorida.com and disneyatyourdoorstep.com. The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him The Solo Show sent you. Okay, loyal listeners, get out your passports to fun and adventure because we've got a good one for you today. It's a trip report, but we got a lot of ground to cover and a first-time person in the guest host chair. So as they say in radio, let's get right down to business. Here's not Stan Solo. Hello and welcome to another edition of The Solo Show. I am not Stan Solo. I am Ken, the voiceover guy, taking over the guest host chair this week because we've got a trip report. And the good thing about a trip report is we get to talk to people about a Disney trip. And the best thing about it is that this guy has been waiting a long time to do a trip report because he's been waiting a long time to actually get and go and do a trip. So, of course, welcome to the guest host chair, Stan Solo, everybody. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. So.
Hey, Ken, it's great to be here. I thought you guys would treat your guests better than this. I didn't have any M&Ms. I didn't have any Smarties. Nothing to munch on in the green room. I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to this show.
Okay, fair enough. But, well, you know what? We don't have the budget for it, so you blew the budget for the month on your trip. So.
You got to talk to that Victor Naraki. He'll get you some.
There we go. That's it.
In the green
Victor,
room.
come on, Victor. We got to have at least some M&Ms, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my. So we are talking about a trip report, and Stan has mentioned it a couple of times, of course, on the Grand Circle Tour podcast. Mentioned it, of course, coming up on the Solo Show. Doing a big meetup in Walt Disney World, and that's coming up fairly shortly. Stan, when do you go?
Yeah, so I head out August 18th. Our Grand Circle Tour meetup will be the 19th, which won't matter to anybody listening now because it would be in the past. Mm-hmm. We'll have done the meetup already. But it's something I'm really looking forward to. Since we started the Grand Circle Tour podcast, pretty much day one, we were talking about having meetups and whatnot. We tried, some of the past co-hosts tried doing like small meetups, mm-hmm. and they didn't really amount to too much. So hopefully we get a good crowd. It'd be nice to get a good turnout for this.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you've done some little meetups in the past. Like, didn't you participate in one in a couple of years before, just before the pandemic? Didn't you have like a small one? I think it was you and Justin, I believe, had a little meetup, or maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Well, we met up with people, like just friends and stuff, but we never really like had an official meetup.
No
type of thing, like where we were giving out prizes and whatnot. We got some pins made. We got some Solo Show pins I'm going to hand out. We got some Grand Circle Tour pins we handed out, or we should hope to hand out.
Yeah. And a little note here, I've seen the pins. I've seen the mock-ups. I've seen the pins. They are really nice people. You want to show up and pick up a pin for these ones. Absolutely.
Yeah. So by the time this airs, I think we'll have posted a few pictures and that on Facebook already. So people would hopefully have seen them.
Yep. So as we said, we just kind of touched on very quickly there. You used to, prior to the pandemic, you made a couple of trips a year, usually at least 2, but at least once a year. How long now has it been since you've actually been to Walt Disney World?
Yeah, so I used to go like at least twice a year, often 3. And when I had the annual pass, I tried to get 3 to, stick it to the man and get my money's worth. Meanwhile, I'm going, paying to go again still. But yeah, so I haven't been since the last week of January, first week of February, 2020. So just before COVID hit was the last trip. My wife and I went out. Marcus and I went out. So yeah, I had a few trips canceled over the past couple of years. Had made a plan to go, and then health issues kind of stopped me from going. And now I got the clearance from my doctor. I got the clearance from COVID people and government and everything. So this is the earliest I could go. So I'm going out, now.
Mm-hmm. And you've got another trip planned for later in the year as well, don't you?
Couple. Yeah, going to Disneyland in D23 in September, and then back to Disney World and a cruise on the Wish in December.
Oh wow! I'm not going to say I'm jealous or anything, but
and that's the first time going at Christmas to Disney World.
Oh, you've never been at Christmas time?
No, never been. I think the latest I've been was like October.
Oh, wow.
At least in the year. So I never got to see the decorations or the gingerbread houses or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to that one.
I was going to say, you must be really excited about that one.
Yeah.
Plus, anybody, if you've ever been on Stan's Facebook page around Christmas time, he takes Christmas decorating very seriously. We're talking like Chevy Chase levels of seriousness.
Oh, I'm not that
bad. So give us a little bit of the rundown of your trip. Like, what's on besides the meetup, the GCT meetup, what's on the plan here?
So I get in the 18th. I think my flight lands like around 2 p.m. Jason from the Grand Circle Tour, Skipper Jay, he gets in also the 18th. His is like 4:30, I believe he lands.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to hang around the airport for an hour or so we can meet at the airport and then travel together. And we're going to try something different, because now it used to be when you had Magical Express, in order to use Magical Express, you had to be staying at the resort. You have to have a resort reservation in order to use Magical Express. Well, now that it's Mears Transportation, you have to pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not staying at Disney Resort the first night. We're actually staying off property in a hotel in Flamingo Crossing. So I'm thinking that's an expensive Uber ride to get.
I was going to say, you're in the hands of Uber. That's not going to be cheap.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Mears Transportation to get to the closest resort. And once we get to the resort, we'll just Uber to the hotel off property.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking it should be quite a bit less expensive that way.
Yeah.
For us to do it that way, as opposed to taking the Uber from the airport all the way. And I guess that's one of the advantages now to no longer having the Disney Transportation. You're paying for it. You could, so we'll see how that goes. That's something that's I've never tried before. I've never heard of anybody trying before.
Yeah. So you'll have to let us know how that goes, because that could be a good cost-saving tip for the future.
Yeah, I think so. So, and then on the way home, I'm going to do Sunshine Flyer. We're doing one night at Flamingo Crossing, and then we're at Margaritaville Resort, and pretty much the entire Grand Circle Tour group is going to be staying at one cabin. Holly and Chris, unfortunately, won't be able to join us, but the rest of the gang will be there from Flamingo Crossing or Margaritaville. Then the next morning, we're going to Pop Century, and Jay, Justin, and myself are staying at Pop Century. So we're just going to basically drop off our luggage, take the Skyway, and go to Hollywood Studios for our first day. And then we're going to be exhausted. We're going to come back at night and have to go to pick up our luggage and get to our rooms. We're going to be so tired.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So Jay's leaving the following afternoon or something like that, like on the 20th or the 21st. And Justin and I will be going to Epcot on that day.
Okay.
So be our first time seeing the new Harmonious, the nighttime spectacular, for both of us. Ratatouille attraction, neither one of us have done.
Ratatouille.
Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad at Hollywood Studios is something we've never done either. As well, I'm getting that new Magic Band Plus.
Nice.
So I plan on trying the new Star Wars game at Hollywood Studios when we're there. Then so that should be, other than being exhausted, it shouldn't be too bad of a day at Epcot. The following morning, so Jay will have left already, so it would just be Justin and myself still at Pop Century. So we're doing Magic Kingdom the next day, and we're I think the only thing new there that we haven't seen before would be the nighttime spectacular. So that's kind of what we're most looking forward to on the Magic Kingdom day is the nighttime spectacular and just kind of hanging out. And I got the Lightning Lane paid thing. I've never used that before, so we'll see how that works.
Yeah,
be my first experience with that. And we don't have any dining booked.
I was going to ask you about that. You had mentioned something about that. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we did book the Sci-Fi Drive-In, and I got to thinking, we're going to sit in the car and watch film clips and eat. And it's going to eat into our day. We're not going to have very much time as it is because we're probably going to get in later after, we're coming from Margaritaville, checking the Pop Century, then going. We decided let's just do tables or quick service dining only. Yeah.
The Pop Century is kind of your personal go-to resort, isn't it? It's Go ahead. I was just going to say it's the unofficial home of the Solo Studios.
yeah. That's the other name for it is the Solo Studios. Because I've been there more than any other resort because it's one I can kind of sort of afford. I don't know how much longer though I can afford to stay there.
Yeah, they've all gotten pretty pricey. I was looking. I was looking to sort of actually join you on this one, and things didn't work out the way. It was my fault. I don't have a passport for whatever reason. But anyway, I was looking at some of the packages, and you can find decent packages, but the resorts on site are pricey, very pricey.
Yeah. I remember you used to get Pop Century for like $69, and now it's what, $200.
Yeah. I think I was looking at something like $219 a night or something like that.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to now? Because you haven't been for a while. So what's highest on your list right now?
Well, I think the number one thing is the meetup on the 19th. That's going to be the what I'm most excited for. And then hanging out with Jason and Jay and Beatrice is going to try to come out as well to the parks if she can get a reservation. I guess she's blacked out now. The reservations because the annual pass, it's ridiculous. They have these annual passes that guarantee you entrance into the park any day, but you have to make a reservation first. So if the reservations are all used up, you can't go. So it doesn't guarantee you anything.
Defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it doesn't guarantee you anything. So she's going to try to get to join us in the park, but at least we'll be able to see her at Margaritaville. But yeah, and like I said, I haven't seen Ratatouille. I haven't seen Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, Harmonious, or whatever the heck they're calling it at Magic Kingdom these days. I'm going one day at Animal Kingdom. I haven't watched any videos at all or anything about this new Kite Tales show that they have. So I mean, I've seen clips, but I haven't watched a full video of it. I heard it's not that great. So my expectations aren't too high for Kite Tales, but I do want to see it. I do want to experience it before they take it away.
Yeah. Well, if you keep the expectations a little on the lower side, then you enjoy it more because, hey, this is better than I thought.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't be much worse than you thought it was going to be.
I don't know why they didn't put overhangs on that stadium. It's so freaking hot in that stadium during the day. Oh my God. It's concrete benches with no shade in the hottest park on the planet.
A couple of people I've noticed on the Grand Circle Tour podcast have mentioned that you're basically nuts for going in the middle of August. You're going to Florida in the middle of August,
I've probably gone in August more than any other month. And every single time I go in August, I always say, I'm never going in August again. This is it. I'm done with going in August. And here we are. It's August. And I'm going again.
I was going to say, because I looked at the temperatures down there just for curiosity this morning. Right now here in Winnipeg, where we are, we're sitting at a very nice 21 degrees Celsius, which is a gorgeous day. They're sitting in somewhere in the mid 90s already. The last time that I looked, and that was like an hour ago. So they're sitting in the mid 90s as we're taping this on August the 8th. And
it's not so much the heat, it's the humidity that gets you.
Oh my God, yes, I know. It's just it's horrible.
You can taste the heat when you go outside.
You just get off the plane and you're just hit with this wall of like,
yeah, it's like when you open up the oven, and if the oven had water in it, and it was really moist, and the airport doors open, and it's like, oh my gosh.
So again, it's been 2.5, almost better part of 3 years now since you've been. What have you missed the most about taking the trips?
That's hard to pinpoint. It's hard to put your finger on like the most thing. I guess like the thing I enjoy the most really is just meeting up with friends.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'm not a big person going on the attractions. I enjoy the shows. I enjoy the food.
Of course, yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoy my.
yeah.
I mean, you can get food elsewhere, but it somehow just tastes better there.
Mhm.
I'm not looking forward to the sore feet and the blisters and the the
And
sweat
the
where
heat.
sweat shouldn't happen. And when your eyeballs start sweating, you
Yeah.
kind of question your life choices.
So you sort of touched on it briefly. Any special dining plans? Because you say you're not going to do any of the sit down places. So is there one of the fast delivery places that you're looking forward to going to?
Yeah, so Creations, whatever it's called, Creations Cafe, I don't know, in Epcot is the new one in Epcot. I want to try that out. You know what? Galaxy's Edge. I've never had the tip yip.
Okay, and so for our uneducated listeners like myself, what is a tip yip?
I think it's like a chicken finger.
Oh, okay.
I think
Oh,
that's what
okay,
it is.
okay.
Yeah, but I've never tried the tip yip. I've always gotten the Ronto Roasters. I had their breakfast or sunrise breakfast or whatever they call it. So that's something I'm kind of looking forward to. You know,
You can
hear a
imagine
lot
how
of.
that conversation went in the kitchen there. Yeah, we got chicken fingers sitting in the back. Yeah, let's call them tip yips, and we'll add $3 to the price.
And you know what? I haven't had blue milk in probably since Galaxy's Edge opened,
Okay,
and I don't remember being that good, but I can't remember being that bad. So I want to try blue milk again.
you got to try it one more time.
I'll
Do
give
they
it another
do
go.
anything like blue milk ice cream or blue milk yogurt, anything like that?
Not so much at Galaxy's Edge, but I mean,
No.
you do have the blue ice cream at different places and whatnot.
Okay, because I'm just thinking this could be a business opportunity here. You and me, we'll open up the solo ice cream cafe or something like that. So you've talked about a little bit of what you're doing to go down. Are you doing any special preparations to get ready to go down?
Not overly, just the usual packing, planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. You got to remember, bring my sunglasses. They're in the car.
Yeah, don't leave those. You'll definitely want those.
Yeah, don't leave those at home.
Is there tell us, so let's give them all the details because people are going to start sending you out because you got to go get ready to pack fairly soon. Let's give all the details one more time about the meet and greet with the host of the solo show and all the hosts of the Grand Circle Tour podcast.
Well, it's kind of for naught because by the time this airs, will be over.
Okay, good point.
But if you do have a time machine and you want to go back, it was August 19th at Margaritaville Resort, not the restaurant at Universal Studios. It's at the resort. I think it's on Finn Drive or something at 800 Finn Drive, right next to the big, huge water park out in Orlando.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I keep forgetting that this is not going out live right now. So
this will be. I'll be back by the time this airs.
You got to remember, I worked in radio, so if we were doing this interview, we'd be talking about, you're leaving tomorrow. So
yeah.
So anyway, that's the first half. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, and when we come back, we're going to have the follow-up, and Stan's going to tell us about the amazing super time that he had. He's going to go and pack, and we'll be back right after this break. So you're a Jedi Knight, getting ready to go into battle with the clone army. You pull out your lightsaber, and this happens. What are you going to do? Is your lightsaber more Obi-won't than Obi-Wan? Why don't you come to General Sather's House of Sabers, where we can restore that elegant weapon from a more civilized age? Maybe you need a new Kyber crystal. Maybe it was your father's lightsaber.
Your father's lightsaber.
I just said that. And you want to restore it to its former glory. Sather's House of Sabers, with 2 locations now open in Anchorhead and Mos Espa. Don't forget to ask us about our 28 credit Super Saber Shine. And don't forget, we're the only saber restorer that uses authentic Imperial chamois pads, made from 100% natural bantha fiber. Sather's House of Sabers. We'll put the shine on your saber. And we're back. Don't forget, when you need lightsaber restoration, General Sather's Saber Shine. Hey, Stan, did you try to find the saber restoration shop?
Oh my gosh, the lineup for that place was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it practically went out of Hollywood Studios. It was right out of Galaxy's Edge. It was the word's out. Get that saber shiner.
Get that saber shine.
Yeah, that must be locals only. I can't picture someone on vacation spending that much time standing in line for that.
So here we are. We're back. Stan is back in the Solo Studios, and we are back talking about Stan's trip to Walt Disney World. And all the pictures I saw, all the videos I watched, it looks like you had a really good time.
Oh, it was a blast. It was so good to be home. I got to tell you, it was every day was wonderful.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. So let's talk a little bit about getting into the trip, because one of the things you had mentioned previously, we were asking you about how you were going to travel from the airport to the resort, because you weren't going to use the Disney transportation. You were talking about maybe using an Uber.
Well, no, the plan was all along. Okay, so I flew Delta, and I went into I can't remember for part one. Was supposed to be staying with Jay in part one?
Yes.
Okay, so that plan changed.
Yeah, because you were going to meet up with him at the airport.
Yeah, so that plan changed. Skipper Jay wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. So I was kind of by myself, and I was staying at the hotel that he booked, and he was staying at the first night. Mm-hmm. We were going to share the room, so I really didn't have a place to stay. But luckily, I had a backup plan. So Beatrice from the Grand Circle Tour, she has a spare room, and so I was able to stay at her place. So what I did was, I should have looked into the cost of an Uber, and I didn't. I did for the way home, but what I did was I took Mears transportation from the airport to the Contemporary. Mm-hmm. Now, back in the day when you were doing Magical Express, you had to have a reservation at the resort in order to ride Magical Express. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if you because it was a free transportation from the airport to the resort. Well, now that it's Mears running it, they don't care if you're staying there or not. You pay them, they'll take you. So I paid the $16, which was quite reasonable,
right,
to get to the Contemporary. And then Beaches, she just is right near the Contemporary. So I had supper at the Contemporary. I grabbed myself something to eat, and gotta say the Contempo Lounge or Cafe, the Contempo Cafe at the Contemporary, not nearly the selection it used to have. I could say that about almost every quick service restaurant. The selections are really slimmed down compared to my last visit.
Yeah, they've cut back a lot.
Yeah.
You suppose that's probably due to the shortages that everybody is experiencing after the pandemic?
It could be. I know at the airport, I went to, what was it? Burger King for breakfast on the way home, kind of jumping ahead. Mm-hmm. But they were only allowing you to order like 3 items.
Oh.
You could only order 1, 2, or 3, nothing else. The guy wanted just a Coke, 1, 2, or 3.
No.
So,
Coke.
anyways, I felt that the variety of food wasn't as big as it normally was. Most places were like that. But anyways, I had supper and did a little bit of shopping and did a lot of taking photos of different things, sending it to my wife. Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? My feet just touched the ground. I'm already buying stuff for her.
Oh, of course.
So then I messaged Beatrice, and she zipped over. She lives very close. It's like 10-minute drive, not even, to the Contemporary. And she picked me up and went back to her place, and we watched She-Hulk.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
that's a different show.
Yeah.
That's another show.
And chatted for a bit by the pool, and it was quite nice. And then I was going to Uber back to Walt Disney World. I was actually going to Uber to Wilderness Lodge and go for breakfast there, and I could not get the Uber app to work.
Oh,
yeah. I told Beatrice, I don't want you to drive me. I'll take the Uber, and it would not recognize her house. It wouldn't pick up where I was, and no matter what I tried. So she ended up driving me to the Magic Kingdom ticket and transportation depot, like where you drop off guests, type of thing. So so she gave me a ride back. Next morning I felt bad, but anyways, and then I realized I was meeting up with some friends at Disney Springs, and I wasn't gonna have time to get to Wilderness Lodge. So I just took the boat to Magic Kingdom from the Ticket and Transportation Center, then took the bus to Port Orleans French Quarter.
Okay.
And had breakfast there at French Quarter. Then I took the boat to Disney Springs and met up with Donnie and Marie.
Donnie and Marie, like as in Osmond?
No, different Donnie Marie. Yeah, Donald and Marie. Yeah, so we hung around Disney Springs for a bit, and we ended up going to the outlet mall. Mm-hmm. It's always so fun going to the outlet mall.
Outlet malls are fun. They're definitely a lot of fun.
Well, the Disney store only. We didn't go to any other store.
Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got like a hat, like a really nice Galaxy's Edge hat for like $3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was all embroidered, and yeah, it was. I picked up a bunch of stuff there. Coffee cup. I got myself I almost bought this cup in 2019 on my last trip, and it had a Soaring on it. And it had an S, and I kind of thought, well, for Stan, I'll get the Soaring with the S, and I was kind of humming and hawing about it. I think it was like $20. I went, I'm not going to get it. It was like $3 or $4 or something there. And it's like, okay, I got to get this cup.
You got to have it now, yeah.
Yeah. So I picked up a bunch of stuff there, and so after that, we drove over to Margaritaville
for the big meetup. For the big meetup.
Yeah. And so we get there, and biggest surprise ever, Chris was there from the Grand Circle Tour.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How was she able to surprise you like that? I mean, I heard she swore like everybody to secrecy, that nobody was to know.
Well, I think everybody in the planet knew except for Justin, Dan, and myself. Did you know? Did you know she was coming?
No, I did not.
Okay. So so you're the other one that didn't know. But yeah, Beatrice knew. Beatrice was her travel agent, so Beatrice booked everything. And you know what's funny? So when Beatrice and I were sitting by the pool there, she gets a message, and she says, "Oh, one of my clients, her plane got delayed. She's not coming in until 2 a.m. now." And I said, "Oh." So Beatrice goes, "I think I'm going to have to go to the airport and pick her up and take her to her resort." And I'm like, "Are you crazy? You're not going to a client? You're going to go at 2 a.m. to the airport and pick up a client and bring them to their resort?" Well, it's a female and she's traveling alone, and I want her to be safe. And she's taking, what is it? Not Mirrors, but the other one, StreamYard. No,
that's the website.
Yeah, she's taking a bus, and I want her to be safe, and then they don't go that late, so I'm not quite sure what to do. And I'm like, well, Mirrors goes that late, and just book Mirrors for her then. I said, anyways, it turned out Chris was the client. So that's why she wanted to make sure that, she was going to go get her and all that. But anyways, I was like, Beach was like, geez, you're taking this job a little bit too serious if you're going to go at 2 a.m. and pick up a client at.
Yeah, that's definitely above and beyond.
Yeah.
So everybody shows up at the meet and greet, and you're all surprised to see Chris there and everything like that. I saw quite a few people showed up, eh? Quite a few people.
We had probably about 20 or so people there. It was very, very nice, the amount of people that came out. That Sunshine Flyer, that was a bus line.
I saw a few people like I didn't recognize. I saw you there with Donald and with Marie, and I saw Victor. And there were a couple of people whose faces I just couldn't place, and I don't know whether they're part of the Grand Circle Tour or whether they're just friends of friends or.
There were listeners there that came out. There was, for the most part, they were local people from Florida. There was a couple that came out that were on vacation and took time out of their vacation to come see us, which was awesome. Really special. Yeah. It was a really good turnout. It was a fun time. We played a little bit of trivia. We handed out some Grand Circle Tour pins and some solo show pins to everybody that was in attendance. It was almost overwhelming. The amount of people that came out.
Well, I think you're building up a bigger fan base than you realized.
I think so. Yeah.
So one of the burning questions, and I no pun intended, how was Florida in August?
Every year when I go in August, I say I'm never going in August again. I think I handled the heat pretty good. I think I handled it better than most people do, surprisingly.
Okay.
I never really felt like I was having heat stroke or anything like that. I made sure I got plenty of water. Every quick service restaurant just about we go by, pop in and get a cup of water.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. And yet what was nice, I didn't experience one rain shower.
I was going to ask you, there was one video you posted of the fireworks, and I think that was your second night or your third night, and you were a little concerned because they were talking there was a lot of cloud in the sky and possibility of thunder showers, and then it sort of just blew out, right?
Yeah. That was near the end. That was on Tuesday, on Monday night. It was a lot of lightning in the area, and it just missed us. We like I said, with the night. So it's Thursday when we got to after the meetup, we stayed at Hakunuma Cottage, which is a beautiful, beautiful resort. If you ever visit hakunamacottage.com, no, sorry, yeah, hakunamakottage.com.
Yep.
If you ever want to find a large group of people staying, because there was a lot of us there. So we got in, and I brought like treats for all the Canadians, or for all the friends, like all the Grand Circle Tour people. And so I went up to my room to kind of get that organized. And while I was in there, I could hear thunder and whatnot outside. And Dan and Justin and Beatrice and Dan's wife and kids were all by the pool playing. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they better come in soon because it's going to come down pretty soon. I've got a feeling.
Yeah.
And it just started pouring. But we were inside. Like it missed us. Like we were, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't stuck in a park or
right.
I was inside already.
Not
so it
standing
rained. It rained then. There was another night I went back to the room early. I was really tired, and it rained that day. But Chris went to the Halloween party that night.
Oh, okay.
So she got soaked.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she got really soaked.
So she wasn't too happy.
There was another night. Was it Dan was out and Beatrice was at home, and Justin and I were at a park. We didn't experience one drop the entire day at the park. And Dan just got soaked. It was pouring rain. He was at the Halloween party and he had bags full of water, never mind candy. and Beaches, who lives just like 10 minutes away from Magic Kingdom, she had hail coming down like crazy. She sent us videos of the hail coming down. We were perfectly dry where the park we were at. It's just weird how Florida is that way.
Yeah. Strange bit of weather there. Talking about, you said you brought some of the snacks. The video I watched of the live video, I'm kind of getting the feeling our Canadian snacks didn't quite go over as well as we had hoped.
Well, they liked them. They liked them all. Whatever reason, Americans don't like the Big Turk.
And you see, I love those things.
I know they're good. It's a jujube, like a gummy covered in chocolate. How can you not like that? I don't get it. It's like
there's definitely something wrong there. There's absolutely something wrong.
Yeah. So, anyways, it seems like most of the Americans don't like the Big Turk, but they like the coffee crisp and the arrows and the
how could
cherry
you not like?
and the
How could you not like coffee crisp? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thursday at Beatrice's, Friday you hit Port Orleans, and you said you met up with Donnie and Marie. Met up at Disney Springs and then on to Margaritaville. You stayed over at Margaritaville because that's where Hakunama Cottage is. What did you think of Hakunama Cottage? Like, it sounds like you had a blast.
It was a wonderful, wonderful place to stay. Yeah, no, it's tropical paradise in the middle of Florida, like in the middle of Orlando.
So describe it a little. Is it like a single cottage, or is it like a group of
so we were in a single cottage. It was 3 stories, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and a half. So we all had our own bedroom. We all had our own bathroom. And yeah, it was it's amazing. Like I kind of want the Grand Circle Tour to stay there for a whole week. Like, we'll just rent it for a week and stay there. It's like a 10-minute drive to Animal Kingdom.
Also, it's perfectly situated, and
it's very close. And we had a pool, we had a hot tub, like a private pool, private hot tub. And there's also the hotel, which is like a regular standard hotel, and it has a hotel pool and all that. We have access to that as well, where there's like a gift shops and restaurants and all that.
That sounds amazing.
And there's a margarita in the every cottage has a margarita maker in it. So you can make margaritas, and
so you don't even ever need to leave the room, basically.
No,
you got margaritas and a pool. What else do you want?
Exactly. Yeah. And Florida sun
sunshine. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's see. So Saturday, you hit Epcot with Justin.
No, Saturday, Justin and I went to Hollywood Studios.
Oh, sorry, I wrote that down wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So we left Margaritaville. We took an Uber, and it was like $16, I think the Uber was, from Margaritaville to Pop Century.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. So we dropped off our suitcases, and I had an $8 credit for Uber, so that worked out nice. It was only $8 I paid.
Oh,
we dropped off our suitcases. We went and checked in. It was kind of funny checking in because so we go to check in, and so Justin takes care of the luggage, and I go to check. And I wanted to check in because I wanted to get my Magic Band Plus. It's waiting for me at the desk. So I go to check in, and she gets me my Magic Band Plus and all this and that, and then Justin shows up, and I go, oh yeah, he's staying here too.
Mhm.
And she says, well, you have only one person in your room. And I said, no, he's staying in a different room. Like, we have 2 rooms. And she goes, no, but your room says for one person only. Your booking is for one person. You can only have one person if you're booking one person. I go, no, he has his own room. I have my own. We have 2 separate rooms. He has a preferred. And she goes, well, what's your name? And he goes, Justin Clark. So she looks it up. She goes, oh yeah, Justin Clark. Oh yeah, I see you right here. Well, you're only supposed to have one person in your room. And he goes, well, I am only one person. And so she says, oh, I see here you have a preferred room. And he goes, yeah. And he paid extra for the preferred room. And she goes, oh, okay. She goes, well, she said, I could put you right now in another, like me, in another building, but she said you'd be far away. I said, well, no, I'd rather our rooms be closer together. We're going to the parks now anyways. We're not going to be back till tonight.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, okay, I'll see if I can get you in the same building at least. I can't promise anything. I go, okay. Once she finally figured out, then after all that, she forgot to give me my Magic Band.
Oh,
all she gave me was a charging cable and the instructions, which actually wasn't instructions, it was just a bill. So I go, hey, what about I need my Magic Band? She goes, I gave it to you. I said, well, all I got is a charging cable. She looks around. She goes, oh, here it is. I got it here. Okay, so she gave me my Magic Band. Of course, it wasn't charged or updated, so we did that on the Skyliner. So we did that by the time we got to Hollywood Studios on the Skyliner. You have to take 2 Skyliners, which is really short. It was pretty much fully charged, and we had the update done on the Magic Band Plus.
Okay.
So that worked out. But for the life of me, I could not get those statues to work that whole day. Yeah, I was waving like a madman at these statues and doing jumping jacks and trying different angles and different types of waves. I was trying the Queen wave. I was trying the Forrest Gump wave. No matter what I did, I could not get these things to work. I got one of them to work out of the 4 of them, I think, at Hollywood Studios the first day.
Oh,
so
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's by the end of the trip, I was an expert at it, though.
Okay.
So
you did figure it. So is it a problem of the technology, or is it just you needed to figure out how to make it work?
Yeah, I kind of had to figure out how to make it work, and talking to other people that had used them already, they kind of explained it to me. It was actually, we did that live stream at Magic Kingdom. It was after that I figured it out, kind of. But yeah, so it took me a while to figure it out. But I'll tell you about them. Well, the next day we were at Epcot, and they worked like a charm. I just stood in front of it. I waved a little bit, and I got it to work. Got it to work. I got all 4 of them at Epcot immediately.
Well, that's good.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got them all. They're all right close to each other.
Well, that's good.
And the next day at Magic Kingdom, I could not get them to work again.
Oh, jeez.
But anyways, so we didn't do the Batu game with the Magic Band that day, but I did go back later and try it out. So we spent the day at Hollywood Studios and had a blast. We rode just about every ride.
Okay.
We didn't do Slinky Dog. I did Tower of Terror Chicken Exit.
Okay, for those of us like myself who don't know, you've got to explain Chicken Exit.
Well, the Chicken Exit's when you go through the whole queue, you stand in line throughout the whole line, and when you get time to board, you go, I'm not doing this, and you take the exit instead of riding the attraction. They call it the solo exit at a lot of places.
Have you ever ridden anything like Tower of Terror? Have you ever tried it? No, it's just not good for your inner ear sort of thing.
I'm just not interested in trying it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there's a whole handful of rides I've never ridden.
Yeah. So what rides did you, other than the Chicken Exit, what else did you try at Hollywood Studios?
Well, we did, Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad was the first one we did right away. We got on there. We got there right at Rope Drop. I can't believe we did Rope Drop after being at Margaritaville all night, partying with the GCT people. But we did Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad. It's fun, but I think I would have preferred if they updated a Great Movie Ride.
Okay.
The Great Movie Ride was a very special attraction. I really liked it a lot, and I don't know, I miss it.
Do you think that's something maybe they might look at down the road or something? Maybe bring it back, and maybe they're doing this to sort of make people nostalgic for it?
No, Disney doesn't do that.
No.
I think the problem was they were paying all these companies, copyright fees to do these
right
this attraction.
to use their clips, to use their music.
Yeah.
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 Which I would imagine gets pretty
full-time
pricey
movies.
after a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was part of, that's what I heard. That's what the rumor was. And it did need an update. Like it wasn't, the animatronics were older. They were stiffer. And most of the movies kids today never heard of.
Right.
You know, like even Alien, I think it was the newest movie in there.
Oh, geez.
They had Alien, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then it was like Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
With the Follies, one of the swimming. Like, they were older movies.
Yeah.
It needed an update. It needed an upgrade. John Wayne was prominently featured in it. In the Great Movie Ride. I mean, like my daughter had no idea who half these people were, and we went through it.
Right. You mentioned something too about at the reservation system at Epcot when you
right. So
there.
when we checked into Pop Century, I prepaid for the reservation system when I made the booking, and now they changed it. You can no longer do that, but they said that the people that had booked it before whatever date it was, August 1st or whatever it was, if you booked it before then and you paid prepaid, you get it still.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't on my account that I paid for it.
Okay.
And I know I did. So
Right.
I don't know what happens. I had to pay for it each day. And I got to say, the reservation system isn't something you need each day. I don't think you need it every day. I really don't. So we got it for Hollywood Studios. We paid extra to ride Rise of Resistance. So we paid like $15 for I think it was $15 for the Lightning Lane. Then we paid another $15 for the, whatever they call it, to get into Rise of Resistance.
Right.
I guess you're paying an extra $30 to get on these rides, basically.
Now, does this reservation system, if you pay, like you say, $30, does that guarantee you a space on a certain ride at a certain time, or how does it work exactly?
It's well, no, that's like, so they have the I can't remember what it's called, the individual Lightning Lanes. So that would be for like the big rides, like Rise of Resistance would require an individual Lightning Lane. So you're guaranteed to get on it. You pay the money for it. You don't know when you're going to get on it when you pay for it. You can't pick when you're going to get on it, but you're going to get a chance to ride it somewhere during the day.
Okay.
It will tell you when you pay for it and everything. It will tell you what boarding group you are. So then you kind of know what time based on that. So we got it was around 2 p.m. or something. We got to ride it. And then if you want to do the Lightning Lane, which used to be the free fast pass, you have to pay for that as well. So we paid for that. And I kind of think we got, I'm not going to say we got our money's worth. I guess we got our money's worth. We got to ride a lot of attractions with that.
Yeah.
Like we did Mickey Money's Runaway Railroad at Rope Drop. Then we did it again using the Lightning Lane, that we paid for. We did Smuggler's Run with it. Alien Swirling Saucers, we just walked on. Toy Story Midway Mania, we just walked on. I feel like we didn't really, I don't know. I guess, we didn't use it for Tower of Terror.
Okay.
We just walked on that one because we got there early enough.
Yeah.
Muppets, we just, you walked on. Indiana Jones, we didn't use it. It feels like we didn't get our money's worth for it. Magic Kingdom, yeah, we got a lot of attractions at Magic Kingdom using it.
So now are the crowds as busy as it was pre-pandemic? Like you've been both pre-pandemic and now post. So do you feel like it was as heavy a crowd?
I think the crowds were manageable. I didn't feel like it was overly crowded. Very, very few masks.
I was just going to ask you, were you wearing masks? Anybody else?
Out of 500 people, you might see one mask.
Really?
Yeah, they masks, and that's including cast members even. COVID's not a thing.
So it's pretty much over as far as they're concerned.
Yeah. And I got to say, it's really, I didn't wear a mask pretty much the whole time.
Did you feel like you say, you got on a lot of the rides pretty easily? Did the smaller crowd seem to help that at all, or?
It didn't feel overcrowded. Hollywood Studios at times can be very, very crowded, and it didn't feel. I'm not sure if people were going to the Halloween party that night or went to Magic Kingdom because there was no Halloween party that night, or what. Like it felt Hollywood Studios did not feel very crowded to me. Not actually the whole trip. I felt the crowds were low.
So is that a good thing, do you think, or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For as a guest, yeah.
Yeah.
As a
Of
shareholder,
course,
maybe not.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I've been to Disney World, especially like in Tomorrowland in the evening, and it is crowded. Like you can't move.
Mm-hmm.
It's just shoulder to shoulder. And like even at the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, I was able to kind of last minute get pretty close to the center of the castle in a great spot.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there's been times when I've gone and there's no way getting. If you're not there an hour ahead, you're not getting it right in front of the castle.
Right. And speaking of, now that you mentioned it, Sunday, I think it was, you hit Magic Kingdom?
No, Sunday was Epcot.
Okay. I got my
Yeah.
dates all written down wrong here.
Yeah.
So, okay, when was Magic Kingdom?
That was Monday.
That was Monday. Okay, well, let's talk now Sunday at Epcot. And
Yeah.
that was with Justin?
Yeah, I was with Justin.
Okay.
So of course the big thing we wanted to do there was Ratatouille, because neither one of us have ever written that one.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin wanted to do the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
So again, the Guardian Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, if you want to ride it, you have to pay an individual lightning lane for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there right at 7:00. I had the world clock going on my iPad or my iPad, had my iPhone ready to go. I wasn't going to ride it myself, but I wanted to get it for Justin.
Okay.
So he could ride it twice. I figured he could get one and I can get one. So I got in. Actually, no, there wasn't a paid one. It was just a boarding group. It wasn't a paid one.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't pay extra for that one. But anyways, I got in like right at 7:00, and it was there to book. I booked it, and it disappeared. I got nothing. I didn't get it, but Justin got it, so that was good. I wasn't going to ride it anyways.
Yeah.
But I got to say, even though he had the lightning lane, so I was waiting for him. I think it was over an hour.
Yeah.
For sure, because I wandered around. I took pictures and videos of Mission Space, and I got my picture taken in front of the Guardian spaceship there, and
Mm-hmm.
we did some shopping and waiting for him to come out.
Yeah. How long is the ride itself, actually, roughly?
I've never ridden it, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Ratatouille was fun though. We
was
did
just gonna-
Ratatouille first thing right at rope drop. We took the Skyliner, and of course Ratatouille is right near the exit of the Skyliner.
Mm-hmm.
Just around the corner. So we got in there pretty quick, and they actually opened it early because the park was supposed to open at, I think it was 8:30 for guests, and we got there like 8:15, and they were already letting people ride Ratatouille.
Okay.
So that's a good tip for you if you're staying on resort, get there 15 minutes before, half hour before opening,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to ride Ratatouille, because they're letting people on early.
And what did you like? Did you enjoy Ratatouille? I mean, you said that's your first time.
Yeah, that was my first time. It was good. It's a virtual ride, kind of like
Mhm.
Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad,
Right.
and with the trackless system. I don't know if I could ride it 2 times in a row. It was a lot of visual stimulation and a lot of motion, and
Okay. Yeah.
like I know that you're not moving as fast as you feel like you're moving. Like with using the video projections, it makes you feel like you're going faster than you are, I'm sure. But we got off, and I said to Justin, and I said, that's a lot of fun, but I don't think I can ride that 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like I was getting close to, I'm going to start getting the sweats.
Yeah. You were hitting your tolerance level there.
I was hitting my tolerance level. Yeah, that was kind of like, that's like the peak of my tolerance level right there.
Yeah. And so those 2 rides, and then what else after that at Epcot? Did you do
We did almost everything at Epcot.
Did you hit any of the restaurants? Anything good there?
Okay, so everybody's talking about the Connection Cafe.
Okay.
It's the newest, greatest thing. Best food around. I gotta say, I had the waffle with the ice cream, which is, I guess, the hit there.
Mhm.
That was really good.
Okay.
That was amazing. And I had a burger, and the burger was just a plain burger. I wasn't anything to get excited about, I felt. And the atmosphere isn't that, it's not that exciting, I gotta say. We went to Regal Eagle at the American Pavilion,
Mhm.
and I really enjoyed that place.
Okay.
Had a lot of Muppet theming, not a lot, but a little bit of Muppet theming touches here and there. Like had the Sam the Eagle on the ketchup dispenser, and there's a lot of posters around I took pictures of.
Mhm.
And I had the jackfruit, which is a vegan burger.
Okay.
When I ordered it, I didn't know it was a vegan burger. I just thought, jackfruit sounds like a cool burger. I'll get that. And then I sat down, and it was like, it looks like pulled pork.
Okay.
I really didn't know what I was ordering. And then I went on the app because I like to take a picture of the app, like a screenshot of the app, then I take a picture of the food. So that way I know how much I paid for it, where it was, and all that when I go through my photos. So I went to this is a vegan option. Okay, I'll give it a go. It was really good. I have to say, it was probably one of the best vegan fake meat type things I've ever eaten.
Have you eaten a lot of vegan meat?
I like to try it. Like, like I'll get the Impossible Burgers when they come out, and I like to experiment with different vegan options. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
They're not all good, but
No, no, they're not all good. I mean, let's be honest
this one
here.
was good.
Yeah. So what other rides at Epcot that day?
Okay, we didn't do Frozen, and I think that's about it. I think we did everything else.
Okay.
We did the Grand Fiesta tour. We didn't do Test Track.
Okay.
I think Justin did. Yeah, Justin did Mission Space. I took a break that day. I went back to the room and rested.
Okay.
Midday, and Justin stayed, and yeah, he did Mission Space, and he might have done Test Track. I don't know, but yeah, I took a break. It was getting to be I need a break already. But at this point, I was trying to get a couple of blisters on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
My back isn't the best. My feet were hurting. They were really hurting at this point already.
What's the saying? Your dogs were barking?
Yeah. Yeah, they were howling now at this point.
So a nice easy evening, and then the next day.
Then of course they had the new nighttime spectacular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I really enjoyed it. I hate to say it, I think I liked it more than Illuminations.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
That's surprising.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? I think I like Illuminations more, but I've seen Illuminations enough times that it was nice to see something different. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And is that a fireworks show, or is that?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing, actually.
It's fireworks and water sprinklers going and projections and lasers and fire, and it's a production, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything Disney does do well, we know that it's production. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on to Magic Kingdom the next day?
Yeah. So the next morning, we hit Magic Kingdom. Did we? Yeah, we rope drop Magic Kingdom too, like a half hour before rope drop, because we were, as a resort guest, you get to go in a half hour early.
Mm-hmm.
And so Justin went and got in line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And I could do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but it's not something I really enjoy.
Okay.
And it was an hour wait.
Oh,
right at rope drop. So I said, well, you do that. I'm going to go look for something else to do. So I went and did Small World, and I think I bought a churro or something. I didn't get a churro. I don't know. I think I picked up something to eat. Mm-hmm. And explored, took some pictures, took some videos, and then met up with Justin. And we did a lot at Magic Kingdom. We bought the Lightning Lane at Magic Kingdom. We didn't get it for Epcot.
Okay.
I don't think you needed it at Epcot. We got it at Magic Kingdom, and yeah, we did a lot. We did Haunted Mansion like probably 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
We did Jungle Cruise. We did. There's nothing really new at Magic Kingdom other than the fireworks that either one of us have done before.
Would you say that Haunted Mansion's your favorite at Magic Kingdom?
Probably. Yeah, I could say that. I like the Tiki Birds too. I like Jungle Cruise, and I like Pirates of the Caribbean, and I like Carousel Progress. and I like the TTA.
So the shorter question would be: is there anything at Magic Kingdom that you don't like?
Yeah. I think I don't think there's an attraction at Magic Kingdom. Oh, I don't do any of the mountains. I don't do Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, or Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, like we didn't do the tree. We didn't do Tom Sawyer's Island. Even though it seemed like we did everything, we didn't do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And are the lineups for Magic Kingdom same thing? Like it's pretty much back to normal levels, or?
Yeah. The lineups I think the longest line we stood in was Jungle Cruise, and that was probably about 45 minutes.
You see, that's not too bad considering, eh?
Yeah, I know, but it's a good, when you only have so many hours in the day, it's a good chunk out of your day.
Yeah. Well, that's it, exactly.
We got there pretty early too.
What time did you hit the gate?
Well, they only open for extra magic half hour.
Mm-hmm.
They only open Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as Fantasyland, the rest of the park was open. Oh, and I screwed up big time. I walked right past Haunted Mansion. I was going to rope drop Haunted Mansion, and I don't know what happened. I walked right past it, and I ended up down by Big Thunder Mountain. I haven't been in a long time. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up by Big Thunder Mountain. I'm like, I went the wrong way, and I turned around and I walked right past Haunted Mansion. I walked right by the shop, and then you're supposed to turn right, and I went straight. So by the time I got to Haunted Mansion, it was a bit of a wait.
Yeah. Everything's still as good as you remembered it?
You know what? I got to say, okay, so Hollywood Studios used to have and they've changed it over the years. And even like they used to have a lot of guest interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Like they used to do like the stunt show, and they would have kids come up and pretend to work a remote control for a stunt car, and they used to have like I don't know, different things that guests could participate in.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones, they used to get, I think it was like 5 or 6 or 7 guests to come up on stage to act as background actors while they did the stunts. They don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like a lot of that guest interaction stuff is gone.
Yeah.
The Jedi training is they don't do Jedi training anymore at Hollywood Studios. In fact, the stage is pretty much gone.
Mm-hmm. So is that a pandemic thing, do you think, or is that just the way they're going now?
I think it started off being a pandemic thing, but I don't think it still is. Like Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular is an outdoor attraction. Like it's not like as if people are, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like you say, everybody's going around with no masks on or anything like that. So
yeah, but it just feels like there's like zero guest interactions nowadays.
What about with cast members? Are you seeing like still the opportunities for pictures and talking to cast members? Is that still there as much, or is that kind of?
Oh yeah. You can still do that. Some cast members wear masks, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say most probably don't.
I'm getting I get the impression that it's sort of Disney has sort of said it's kind of up to the individual. If you want to wear it sort of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I had a great interaction with a cast member on Rise of Resistance. I was wearing a Muppet shirt,
mm-hmm.
and I was actually doing a Facebook Live when I did it.
Yeah,
and one of the Resistance guards, he comes up to me and he says, "That is the most disgusting or horrible shirt I've ever seen in my life." And I said, there must be some sort of mistake. I said, I'm just a tourist. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not a prisoner. And he goes, "Have you seen a panda recently?" Referring to John.
Yeah.
And I said, "No." I said, "I come down here to see him, and he takes off. He's not even here. I haven't seen him in 2 years." But it turns out that the cast member is actually a friend of John's, and he knows me through John.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he spotted you in the crowd and sort of.
So he came over and had to make fun of my shirt. So that was really cool. Actually, it was funny because later that night, I guess after he got off, he messaged me and he says, "Your shirt is disgusting," or something like that. Or did you enjoy your Imperial interrogation or something like that?
Yeah, that's funny.
A lot of comments on that Muppet shirt. Oh wow, more than any other shirt I wore.
Oh, geez. Is that maybe something we need to put that in a frame and behind glass or something like that?
Well, let's not get carried away.
You might want to talk to Craig Skaggs. Maybe he wants to copy that or something.
You need to do a Muppet something for sure.
I agree. Animal Kingdom came next. And that was a day by yourself though, right?
Yeah. So Tuesday I was by myself at Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And my feet were killing me now. Like it was bad. And I wanted to see The Lion King. And again, no interaction with the audience.
Really?
Like they used to get the audience to kind of, each section would cheer as an elephant or as a lion or as a, they don't do that anymore at the Lion King show. They used to get the kids to come out at the end and dance with all the performers. They stopped doing that. That's not going on anymore. It's like zero guest interactions on stage, on set, which they used to do. So I'm not sure if that's going to come back or if that's just the way life is now.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, actually, because I think that's probably a big part of the show or a big part of the visit to Disneyland is the interaction with cast members and
for sure
just the whole thing. It's part of the experience.
Yeah. I mean, it's great that they still do it on Rise of Resistance. I mean, the Imperial officers are still interrogating the guests, and that's face-to-face interactions right there.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was kind of shocking to me that they didn't have that. Then I wanted to see the new Finding Dory or Finding Nemo Big Blue World stage show, and that didn't disappoint. I kind of enjoyed it more than the old one.
Okay.
And Kite Tales, I really like Kite Tales.
Oh,
everybody's dissing on that one, saying it's just a horrible show. It's cute. It's like it's every 10 minutes and it's 10 minutes long.
Okay.
So every 20 minutes they do the show, and it lasts like 10 minutes.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It's a break in the day. They got jet boats pulling kites, It's basically what it is. But they're big giant kites of Lion King and Baloo from Jungle King and Jungle Book and that. I enjoyed it way more than the old show that used to be in that stadium.
Because you said on the pre-trip report that we talked about that some of the comments you heard online has been that it's the worst show ever and it's boring and
yeah, no, I really liked it. I had a ball watching it.
Oh, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. I took a lot of videos of it, so we'll be sharing those on the live streams once we start going those. But yeah, it was I liked it a lot. Then I did the Bugs Life, one of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm. I know you've mentioned that in the past. Yeah.
That never disappoints. Just people screaming and freaking out because of the bugs in the theater. It's always a laugh. It was a short day. I didn't do very much. I did the Gorilla Trail. Walked around there for a bit. I was beat. Yeah. I went back to the room pretty early. I think like 2-3 o'clock, and I went back to the room.
Oh wow!
And I picked up some supper at the Pop Century and ate it in my room. I just wanted to get a shower and relax at this point. I was worn out.
Yeah.
And it rained that afternoon. So if I was at the park, it probably would have been rained on.
You'd been drenched.
Yeah. And I ended up missing the rain again.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then back to Hollywood Studios again. And was that again by yourself or?
Yeah. I was by myself the whole day. And I was trying to think what I did in the afternoon. In the morning, I kind of wandered around in the morning. I took a lot of pictures. I did a lot of the exploring down the streets, looking at the different buildings and the architecture, looking for hidden Mickeys.
Always a good
I didn't really ride anything the whole day, really.
Yeah.
I didn't even ride Smuggler's Run. And I was there pretty much the whole day. I did take a break midday, went back to the room and had a little nap. I had to recharge my Magic Band. Didn't last the whole day that day. But I got all the statues, all the golden statues with my Magic Band. But now I've figured it out. And what you got to do is you stand there and you wait until the Magic Band vibrates a little bit.
Okay.
And once when it vibrates a little bit, then you wave.
Oh, okay.
And then you get them.
So you got to sort of wait for it to. It's almost like syncing up with a Bluetooth.
Yes, exactly. You got to wait for it to sync up, and once it syncs up, then you wave. And I guess if you're waving like a madman, it doesn't pick it up.
Yeah,
you have to wait for it. But I played that Bounty Hunter game.
I was just going to ask you that. So this is the day you actually got to play the Star Wars game.
Yeah. So I started doing that probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I took a little break for a couple of hours, went back to the room, but I did that the entire day. That Bounty Hunter game, and I got every one of them.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. I wanted to do the Facebook Live of the fireworks show or the projection show that night. So I had to be done by 9 o'clock or by 8 o'clock because I wanted to have time to get a spot and all that.
Right.
And it was like right at 8 o'clock, I got the last one.
Oh, wow.
And it's a lot of fun, but it does kind of become the same thing after a certain time. And there's 20 of them altogether, I think.
Okay. So this is kind of like Pokemon on steroids. Got to get them all.
Got to get them all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was way better when the sun goes down. Like not when it's dark, but when it's just dusk.
Okay.
It's way better.
All right.
Because you actually you have to look at your band, and your band turns green when you're close, or red when you're far, and purple when you got it.
Okay.
Well, when the sun's shining on your band, you don't see your band.
You can't really see what color it is.
You can't see what color it is. You're kind of relying on the vibration. So it vibrates more when it's red and less when it's green.
Okay.
But my heart, the thing's vibrating the whole time, and colors are flashing, and I can't see anything. I'm trying to figure it out. After a while, what I found out is, after doing it 20 or 30 times or whatever it is you have to do to get them all, and there's panels on the door. So when you come near a panel, that's when it kind of flashes red.
Okay.
So when you first you accept a bounty, accept a job, and then you go looking for your bounty, and it flashes green if you're going in the right direction, or red if you're going in the wrong direction. So if you're going in the wrong direction, you turn around and you go in the other direction. You can either go left or right.
Okay.
When you accept a bounty. So now you kind of know which side you got to go on. And then once when you know whether you're going left or right, you basically just go up to the doors and you get near it and it will flash red if that's not the door.
Mm-hmm.
And if it flashes green, well, that's then it goes purple and that's the door.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of,
so this is a fairly big game. I mean, it obviously covers a fair bit of ground then if it's 20 catches.
Yeah. Yes. You got to catch 20 bounties. And like I said, when the lights, when it got darker, it got a lot easier.
Yeah.
It
A
was
lot
way
faster.
easier when it got darker.
Yeah.
Than it was when the sun was up.
Yeah.
But the problem with it is, so there's only one touch point where you accept the bounties. There's only one touch point when you bring your bounties in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're, say there's like a family of 5 in front of you, and this is all their first time doing it. So it's your first time doing it, it goes through the whole instruction spiel, and it takes probably about 1.5, 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So now Johnny has to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And watch the same instructions that he just watched his dad do it with.
Mm-hmm.
Now Sarah has to do it and get the exact same. And you're standing there like, come on already. I just want to touch and go, like, you know.
Yeah.
So the lines can get kind of long when you get a family doing it for the first time, and that happened like more often than I thought it would, where you were kind of caught in that line, especially in the evening when everybody wanted to do it because now you can actually see your band.
Mm-hmm.
The line got fairly long already of people trying it out and doing it, and you know, now there's people that have been doing it all day trying to get them all and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's exciting when you get them all.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think there'd be a way to play like a group version of the game, because that would get a little monotonous, wouldn't you think, after a while?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to play as a family if you have 5 kids or 5 people and 5 bands, because some of them are going right and some of them are going left.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So it would take a really long time to even get one each doing it that way, especially if you got to stay with your kids. Like if you have smaller kids and you're going to stay with them and you're playing and the kids are playing.
Yeah.
You're almost better off just having one band for the family.
And
if you
just
have
everybody
kids,
play
whatever,
together.
The kids doing it or something.
Yeah.
Because it's I don't know how they can do it, honestly. It's meant to be a solo trip, a solo game.
Yeah, I would think so, because like as a group, that would sound like really confusing and really annoying to have to watch the same intro over and over and over.
Well, you only watch it, yeah, but we only do it the first time though.
Yeah.
When you bring in your second, you go for your second one, you don't have to watch the introductions again.
But even like you say, with a family of 5 people or 5 or 6 people playing together, even a group of friends, you know, to start off, it takes you like 20 minutes just to get through the first instructions before you can even actually start playing. Like you would think there'd be a group mode or something, and you can say, okay, we're all logging in,
or be able to skip the instructions,
or skip it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I think would be really fun if you have like a group of like 3 or 4 people, and you have a race to who can get 5 the quickest.
See, that would be fun,
or something like that. That would be a blast, because you'd be running around that park trying to get them and getting back as quick as possible, and that would be so much. You know, you get a bunch of friends together and do it that way.
That almost sounds like it should be a GCT live show.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And what's neat is because you meet up with people that are playing the game at the meetup stations, like where you collect the bounties when you drop off the bounties. You kind of start talking to people in line and whatnot. And then you see them later on, you don't see them for a while because they're going one direction, you're going in another direction. They come back at different times. But then you'll see them like an hour or 2 later. You go, hey, how many have you got so far? Oh, I got 3. Oh, I got 7. And like, how did you get 7 already?
Yeah. See, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to play it, I think.
That'd be a good, have a trophy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
it'd be a good game.
I'm telling you, I think, we get Beatrice to plan a trip, and we have like teams of 2 or something like that.
Well, you can't have teams. It has to be solo, because you can't, or if you have teams and you have to get the same amount, that'd be a new twist on it now, because you have to get them together.
Yeah.
Because you can only get one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
So if you say you and I were teammates and I got to go left and you got to go right, well, we got to get one and go back and get the other one.
Yeah. And I'd be at the other end screaming, "No, Stan, over here!"
Yeah, do like like Amazing Race, where you have to stick together the whole time.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a lot of fun. I think there's a TV show in this, Stan. I think we could be talking here.
All right, let's do that. Amazing
Bounty
Race,
Hunter.
Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, there's a show in this, man.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
I absolutely would watch that. So that was your final day hitting any of the actual parks, right?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
next morning, I left pretty early, and I took the oh, how come I never remember the name? Not Mears, the other one,
Oh, and you said it earlier. I should have wrote it down.
Sunshine Flyer.
Sunshine Flyer. Okay.
Yeah, so I took Sunshine Flyer home,
Okay.
and the reason why I took Mears there and Sunshine Flyer back was I kind of wanted to compare the two,
Okay.
and I got to say, Sunshine Flyer is way better than Mears.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean Mears was good. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
It was pretty much the same price. Sunshine Flyer right now, they got a promotion that might be over now, where kids get to ride free
Oh, perfect.
if the parents are booking.
Okay.
So, but I think that might be finished now. While I was waiting for the Sunshine Flyer bus to show up, it was late. I think it came like 10 minutes late.
hmm
We still had plenty of time at the airport. Out of curiosity, I checked to see how much it would cost to take an Uber.
hmm
So I paid $16 for the Sunshine Flyer flat rate.
hmm
The Uber would have been $36.
Oh, wow.
So, but honestly, if there's two of you,
Yeah.
you're probably better off taking an Uber.
hmm
You know,
Yeah. If you got a couple people, then you can split the cost. It's not as bad. That's right.
yeah. Or if you're like a family of 3 or a family of 4, you might as well
Mhm.
take the Uber because you're paying $16 per person with the
Right.
Sunshine Flyer.
Right.
With
As
the Uber,
opposed to,
it's $36 for the group of you.
yeah, you can split that up however many ways you need to.
Yeah. Well,
That's a
yeah.
good- That's
So,
a good cost saving tip, actually.
yeah. So but the Sunshine Flyer reminded me way more. It was much more closer to what the Magic Express used to be. They got cartoons playing on the screens, and
Mhm.
I mean they weren't Disney cartoons. They were old cartoons like Heckle and Jekyll, and
Those are fun too, though.
they were fun. The kids were laughing. I got to say,
Yeah.
I could hear the kids on the back of the bus start giggling as they were watching it. So they were enjoying it.
And you flew Delta back to back home.
Yeah. I flew Delta back, had a 5-hour layover in Minneapolis.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
Yeah, but I got that emergency exit with no seat in front of me, which was awesome.
Yeah, you were showing a picture of that on your Facebook. That you sort of had your legs stretched right out, and you had the nice tuck away table there that you could set up for your monitor there and everything like that. That was pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, it's I discovered that on YouTube actually that these seats exist,
Oh,
and that they cost a little bit more.
Mhm.
I think it was like an extra $30 or something like that. But what's cool though is I got that same seat going to Paris and coming back from London
nice.
next year. I booked those seats,
Nice.
so
That'll make that because that's a long flight. That's like a 13-hour flight or something, isn't it?
it's long, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward. I'm not looking forward to sitting on the flight for that long, but I'm looking
No.
forward to having, at least the best seat on the plane as far as coach goes.
Yeah. Until you win that lottery and then you upgrade to the champagne service in first class or something.
I'm doing Air France, and they give champagne on coach even.
Oh, they have champagne coming out of the fountain drinks, and you can get a big gulp of champagne in Paris.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now one of the things that you were seeing is how we were talking about some cost saving tips and everything like that. I texted you something entirely unrelated to your trip, and you actually weren't able to answer me until you got back. And I just found this out. This is a really good idea. So how do you utilize your phone when you're on a trip down to Florida?
Yeah. So being Canadian, we have Canadian cell phone service. So we basically have a choice between Bell or Rogers. It's pretty much our two choices.
Basically.
I think there's a couple other ones. Is there other ones?
Yes, I'm on one of the other ones. I'm on Kudo, and there's another one, Lucky or something like that. I think it's called. Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one you get. If you're going to the US, you're paying big bucks
Yes.
for your data and your cellular service. So what I do is I buy a US SIM card when I go down. You just take your old SIM card out of your phone and you put the SIM card that you purchased, and you get it on Amazon. I ordered it on Amazon. So for this trip, actually, I ordered a 30-day card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for 30 days because I did the trip in Florida, and then I'm doing the trip in California in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be within those 30 days. It was actually cheaper to get a 30-day card as opposed to 2 7-day cards.
Mm-hmm.
The more days you get, the cheaper it is per day.
Right.
The downside is you get a new phone number every time you go.
Right.
so Ken messages me. Well, I don't get the messages because I have a different phone number now, and I forgot to tell him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and it's way cheaper than you paying the cellular companies in Canada the big bucks to go to the US. Whereas this way I was with AT&T. So an AT&T SIM card, an AT&T number.
Mm-hmm.
And you could get it no matter if you're going like to Europe or anything like that, you can get a Europe card and stuff like that. So I plan to do that when I go there as well.
Mm-hmm. Because the roaming fees on cell service, I don't know if it's the same in the States, but in Canada, the roaming fees are insane. They are just right through the roof.
Yeah. And especially like there's no way I'd be able to do those live streams or anything like that when I'm down there.
Oh, goodness.
The roaming, like it would be probably $1,000.
You'd have to mortgage your house.
Yeah. And I get unlimited data, unlimited calling, unlimited texting. Unfortunately, nobody knows my number, so it doesn't.
But you know what? When you're on a trip, you want to be kind of incognito anyway, so that's probably a good thing.
But I can't call the hotel or something like that if I had to. Like,
yeah. All of a sudden, you're getting a text. Hey, Stan, can you come to work tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, I do get those anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. Final thoughts. So this is your first trip back in almost 3 years. Final thoughts. I know you were saying there were some things you were disappointed in, some things you really enjoyed.
Yeah. All in all, I got to say Disney's back. Like it was great to be back. I had a wonderful time hanging out with Justin. It was good. It was awesome. The meetup went very, very well with the Grand Circle Tour. Hukunuma Cottage was beautiful resort.
Yeah.
The Skyliner was operational. Like, yeah, it was wonderful.
And you got even decent weather. You didn't get rained on.
I can't believe I didn't get rained on once. That is unheard of to go in August and not get any. Generally, you expect rain every single day when you go.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what's next? Which is the next one now?
So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to California for Disneyland and D23 Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And in December, we're off back to Florida for the cruise on the Wish.
Oh, that's going to be amazing, I think.
Yeah.
You're gonna burn out a whole new cell phone just on taking pictures on that, I have a feeling.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So this has been a lot of fun. It's been certainly different for me to be on this side of the trip report.
Well, Ken, I want to thank you for having me on my show.
Hey, anytime, man, anytime. I got your back. And I guess you should do the throw too. So,
alrighty, Ken.
Yes.
Take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.